Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Saturday or happy Sunday, wherever you are. I'm Kathleen with MustangMindset.com, and I wanted to pop in here and talk a little bit about animal empaths and animal communication and why there can be such a disconnect and a struggle. So, I've been posting a little bit about this in the Animal Angel Connection Facebook group and on my page and on Instagram, and what animal empaths are. Because I was really getting into really deeper into empaths. And if you're in my group and if you follow me, if you're in my world, you're probably an animal empath. You know you love animals, you're sensitive to animals. And I've compiled a list actually of like 25 qualities of what animal empaths are. Like I say, I'll be posting more about that. But in a nutshell, it gets down to generally an empath in general, somebody who's really sensitive to others. They really pick up on people's emotions. Sometimes they take on people's emotions. They can be people pleasers because if we help someone else to feel better, then we can feel better. Um, there are those of us who are really empaths, though, when it comes to animals. Some of us are like, nah, I really don't want to be around people. I'm too sensitive to people. Animals become like our protector. It's like our anxiety reliever. Their energy is fairly constant, isn't it? And I'd love to hear your comments on this and how important your animals are to you and how they help you as an empath, as a sensitive in this world. The struggle with empaths is that we're really we have really six senses, and we're trying to live in a five sense world, right? Our sixth sense being our intuition. So it's that empathic nature, right? Where we're really tuned in. And again, around animals, and I find with my own animals how it's like I need them for that. I can tune into their love and just that pure positive energy that they have that people don't always have, right? And I'm sure, assuming you're an animal empath, if you're watching this, you probably are, then you feel me and you understand what I'm talking about here. So I'd like you to, stay tuned for some of those points on empaths, what it is, because I'm going to be posting more about that. So you're a sixth century being living in a 5th century world, and we're told and convinced that, our intuition is just our imagination and, it's not real. And unfortunately, we can end up cutting it off. And we do so because, we develop these beliefs at the subconscious level. And that's what's so hard to break. We believe it's just maybe our imagination. We're not supposed to do that. We're not allowed to do that. It's not normal. It's weird or whatever. And we can really cut off that wonderful gift that we have as empaths, and that intuition of tuning in that we were born with, that we can lose over the years, right? Because we're not tuned in. We've learned to shut it off. So we end up with these beliefs that are buried. We don't even realize they're there. Our subconscious is about 87% of our mind. Our conscious mind, which we think is in charge. Our ego mind is the other 13%. But buried at the subconscious, the majority of our mind is all those beliefs that, being intuitive is wrong. Hi, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in. Being intuitive is wrong. It's weird. I saw this quote in a book by Anita Morgani, Anita Morgani wrote the book. This is another one of her books, but Dying to Be Me and Near-Death Experience. And she found that being an empath is really what caused her to get sick, because she almost died of cancer. She was on her deathbed, but she came back and recovered miraculously. But she said it was her empathic nature that, and not working with it the right way and trying to please people, and her sensitivity, it kind of backfired for her. But she was saying in one of her books, this is why empaths and highly sensitive and intuitive people struggle in this world. They are forced to deny one of their fundamental senses that helps them to navigate the world, and in doing so, they end up feeling lost and confused. And being in that way nearly killed her, quite frankly, because she was trying to be something other than what she was. And again, we don't realize the gift that we have a lot of times, because we just normally can block it over the years. So it takes some tools to go deep, to really relax, because how we get to the subconscious mind where these beliefs are that are blocking us, we've got to really get into, a deep meditative state and have the right tools to help clear out beliefs, other hurts, whatever is there that's going to block us, block that gift that you have that's already there that, you're struggling to connect with because of all the stuff that we've grown up with that's pushed it down. And I know, for me, for example, feeling very sensitive towards people, I think sometimes we want to block it as well. I mean, if you pick up on, the pain of others, and especially animals, I got on Facebook earlier, and somebody was live streaming the Faroe Islands again, and these animals being, I think it was in the Faroe Islands, they keep hunting dolphins, and they kind of viciously attack and kill. And it's this, I don't know, tradition of theirs, the way they drive them and kill them. And it's like, it's enough to make me ill. And that alone can help us to block in a negative way. I don't mean help, but can push us to kind of block that intuition of ours, right? Because we're so sensitive. We want to put up the barriers so that we don't get hurt, so we don't feel the pain. I want to go through, while I'm here, some of these, and I've been posting a little here and there quotes on animal empaths, and this is something I compiled myself, combined with some of just, when they talk about, like Anita Morgani talks about empaths in general, she's talking about empathic towards people, being highly sensitive, and we are sensitive towards people, but we also, as animal empaths, really feel sensitive towards animals, don't we? We don't want to see them struggle. We don't want to see pain. We can feel it in our own body. We're so sensitive. And I think the average person that's walking around in life who isn't an animal empath doesn't feel those things, right? So characteristics that I came up with is, as an animal empath, is that animals, and especially for me, they've always been a part of your life, and it just doesn't feel the same without them. It kind of like is the positive energy in your home, right? And my horse, for example, my horse and my goat are like the positive energy. I see them as positive energy maintaining beings for the outside of my home. This one farrier referred to my horse as, "Oh, you've got a lawn ornament because you're not riding the horse because he has laminitis." No, he's not a lawn ornament. He's like my energy, energy supplier, the positive energy guard around my home. A lot of times, here's another point, getting back on track here, as an animal empath, you probably take care of your animals better than you take care of yourself. We may feed them before we feed ourselves, or they may get more care than we get. That can often happen. We feel so compassionate toward animals, and I mentioned this before. We can feel emotions. We can feel extreme pain around cruelty, abuse, or neglect. You feel like you understand animals better than people. You talk to them, right? Being around them really calms your anxiety and soothes your soul. If one of your animals dies, the loss can be excruciating, and you can really struggle to find peace of mind. In my work with animal communication for animals that have crossed over, of course, peace of mind is a thing that comes up. I can't find peace of mind because I feel guilty or I feel remorse. We feel like we haven't done enough for them. That can be a quality, that an animal empath struggles with. As an animal empath, you're deeply intuitive and sense when animals are in pain or struggling in some way. But again, we can cut off that animal intuition because of what we've been taught. You're gentle on animals and on the planet. A lot of times, as animal empaths, we're involved in the healing arts or holistic therapies. We kind of like those holistic things. You have empathy for people, but you can have even more empathy for animals. You may find yourself daydreaming and have a deep inner world that's creative. I know there's a lot of artists in my family. You prefer to have freedom rather than routine, and like to do your own thing in your own time. Oh my gosh, if that's not me, I don't know what is. I don't know if you relate. Let me know if that's something you relate to. You worry about animals as if they were your children. Of course, mine are my children and grandchildren all rolled into one. You're attracted to things that are metaphysical or spiritual. That's another empathic trait. You're service-oriented, especially when it comes to animals. Rescuing, nurturing animals is part of who you are. I've got several rescues myself. Personally, you're into self-growth and self-help, and you enjoy learning and growing. You also have a desire to make an impact. Taniqua says, every time I walk by an animal and see it suffering, I take their pain away. Every time I do. Dogs that hate people will come to me, and owners are surprised. That's another point I have here. They ask how or why. I just say it's something I do. I can't explain it. I leave it at that. So true. So true. Let's see. The peace of being in nature is calming, and seeing animals in the wild is soothing. Wanting wild animals to be free might be a focus in your life. I'm involved with the wild horses up here in the forest that the Forest Service is trying to eradicate. But I can't bear to see the bands, the families split up, sent to auction, maybe even go to slaughter. So that drives me crazy. And so here's a point for you, Taniqua. Number 17, your deep connection with animals causes them to gravitate to you. So there you go. You've struggled to fit into society and may not feel you're a people person. Of course, I've had people say, you're not a people person. No, I love people, but I love animals. You have difficulty relaxing when people are around you. You have a need for solitude and want to retreat with your animals. I love sitting out in my meditation area, and then, of course, my goat comes over and wants to eat the tree, but it's all good. You may find that you talk to animals more than people. That would be me. And you feel there is a mutual understanding between you and them. You trust animals more than you trust people. That trust word comes up a lot with animal empaths. Of Crowded cities or other places that are filled with people are especially difficult for you. Why I left the city and I'm living at 8,000 feet on a mountain. Your fear or anxiety level increases when you're around people, but animals have the opposite effect, so they can be really calming for you. In your view, people lack the unconditional love that animals provide, right? So I hear that unconditional love a lot. They don't judge us, do they? Mariah said, was just going to type, I talk to animals more than people. Very, very true. I mean, and I'm sure they understand you too. And a lot of times they pick up on our mental images as well. Overall, you believe that animals are real and authentic, while people are not always that way, aren't they? Animals are generally, animals are just themselves. You know, they don't have the limiting beliefs, the fears, all the stuff that we humans go through, do they? And we just really gravitate to that authenticity. So anyway, I'm wanting to get back on track here with this and get back into how we as animal empaths, again, lose touch with our intuition. We can block it. We're told things about, you know, how we're weird or different or something. And then we can squash the natural intuition that we have within ourselves. It's already there. So it's important to have the right tools. So what I wanted to get to is when I work with people, I get into using all my tools around life coaching, clinical hypnotherapy, that's the subconscious mind, and going deep. So I'm going to be doing another animal intuition challenge coming up this month to help set the stage to, you know, reconnect with that intuition that you have as an animal empath, that sixth sense that has been squashed somehow over the years and that you may not be, you know, totally in touch with. Mastering animal communication will be coming out again. I'm planning on June 1st to launch that again. I'm going through the course again, and that's to help you, for those of you who wish to go deeper, to eliminate those beliefs and those blocks and any emotional stuff, which is also at the subconscious level, that may be blocking you from accessing that ability to communicate with animals on a deeper level. So I want to pop in and talk about that. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I think I've covered what I wanted to cover here around, hopefully you understand who you are as an animal empath, appreciate who you are, because you are, as an empath, a special person and have special gifts. And hope you join me for the Animal Intuition Challenge again. So anyway, that's what I wanted to connect with you on, let you know what's coming up. And I really look forward to connecting with you more here. If you missed the video, please check it out at the beginning if the red live thing isn't there. And, you know, check out the posts. I'm going to be sharing more on being an animal empath and what it means. And just want to send you love and appreciation for being here and being in my world. And would love to have you join me more on this path and helping you to break through barriers to your gifts that, you know, you can share with the world. So anyway, it's been great visiting with you, and I can't wait to connect with you more. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Bye for now. Talk to you later.